What's up? I'm Amber Cimone, and you're watching the Endless Lines.
What's good, everybody? This is Daniel Anthony, and you are watching the Endless Lines, where we talk about our favorite lines from certain songs. And on today's episode, we got Amber Cimone in the house. What's going on, Amber?
What's up?
How you doing? Not much. Good.
Yeah.
Now, I remember hearing your music before when it was through TMR, but all of a sudden, like, some things popped up, and I'm like, oh, okay, all right. Got some more stuff, so I couldn't wait to see about getting you on board. So definitely appreciate it.
I appreciate the invite for sure. This is actually my first on camera, so that's why I was a little nervous. I'm like,
okay, all right. But I remember before you were going by a different name, weren't you?
Yeah, I was actually going by Mari Mama, and it really started off as like a Twitter name when I first started, back when I first started doing music, and I just kind of ran with it because it was kind of my daughter's name, and then I'm her mom, so it was just something simple like that. Well, my name is Amber, and my middle name is Cimone, so it is my real name.
So you did the same thing I did. My actual last name is Para, but I don't use it because too many people have butchered it throughout the years, so I just stick with my first and middle name. Yeah. Gotcha.
Same thing with you, like everybody butchered it. It was Mario Mama, it was Mario Mama. I'm like,
wow.
You know what? I'm just gonna change it to It's not benefiting me.
Right? Did you ever get to feeling like, man, is reading not fundamental with people?
Absolutely, and I didn't want to be me, but it was a couple instances where Marley Mama, like,
really?
Marley, where's the L at? There's no L, then I was Mario. Like,
man.
I'm Mario, but yes, I definitely had to change that fast.
Oh man, yeah, I know exactly how that feels. I couldn't take it no more either. It was just too much. But good name. I like the sound of it. It rolls.
Thank you.
Yeah. But yeah, so the way that we kind of, quote unquote, met was through TMR, the music realm. And that's actually where I first got a chance to hear some of your stuff before, you know what I mean? And the one thing I loved about that platform is that it allowed people to come on and, kind of get some feedback from other people just to see how, is there anything different we could do? So did you feel like that group, kind of served you well for that time?
Yeah, I do. I try to be more active, but sometimes, life just is like, but when I peeked in there and I would see things and then I would post my music, like I really did get some good feedback, especially from Max. Like, when I put my music in there, he was giving me the real deal every time. And you need that third ear because so often sometimes the people around you, they may coddle you because, they're like, yeah, it's good. But sometimes you need to fix it. You know what I'm saying? It's important.
Yeah. And that's the one thing I love still to this day. I mean, I'm not really as active as I used to be on there, but I still, because, I still got friends on there too, so we kind of still go back and forth every now and then. But I know if I want some straight up, honest feedback, no filter, and I know that it's no feelings involved, that's the place I go to. So, but that's good. It's good to get that kind of feedback. So that way, okay, I know these people aren't just going to stroke my ego, So that's always a good thing. But the other thing was, in regards to your, I guess you could say your overall sound, like amongst all these new folks out there that, everyone's always trying to do the trap sounds and this and that and the other. I didn't feel that vibe with you, like on organic, like everything that's on there. I didn't feel like that was one of your things. Like, let me just do what these other people are doing because it's hitting. So what would you say was your influences from before this time that you feel is kind of like giving you that extra something now?
You know what? I've always, my favorite rapper is Kendrick Lamar. And I really like the way he does everything, like his content and storytelling. I kind of just feed off that. Like that's the type of music that I want to make to where you can feel it. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like you can relate to it. Like even though
Hmm.
it's my journey,
Right.
in some ways, you know, you still might be able to relate and maybe take something out of it. You know?
Right. Right. Because that's pretty much what it's for, anyways. I mean, if it was just for us, we wouldn't share it. You know what I
Right.
mean? So knowing that it's
Right.
for other people to hear and, you know, feel something from it, that's always a plus. And yeah, you know, his storytelling is always, man, I can't even remember the first song that I heard from him, but yeah, just in general, the way that he does things is just totally unorthodox from other people, you know. So, and that's kind of what I feel about you too, in regards to the songs that I heard. I'm like, man, like the main one, Bliss.
That's me. Hella vibes, summertime feeling hella nice. Hella vibes, good energy, feeling hella right. Take a drive through your old hood and reminisce. Back when childhood was bliss. Hella vibes.
That song, that's the one we're gonna talk about, because I kept playing that over and over. But that song, like what was the sample from, if you can tell, because I couldn't place it.
You know what? I don't even know. Actually,
Oh, yeah?
I don't. I was now I'm gonna ask because now I'm curious.
Right.
I want to tell you now, but
Right.
I don't know. It was actually like me and some homies. Actually, a homie of mine introduced me to the producer. We were just sitting around, you know, listening to beats, and I was like, "Oh, I like that one. I like that one." So, me and my homie just got on there, and when I started writing, I'm like, "Oh, this feels good. Like it feels groovy. Like I should be talking about like something in my childhood or." So I just started writing, and you know, just good vibes just came out. Hella vibes, good vibes.
Yeah.
I just started writing, and it just came together.
Right. So you know, I know you're younger than me, younger than 40. So we'll just leave it at that, because I've been told never to ask a woman their age, but it seems like you have like this. Like my son too, he's 23, right? And he has like a old spirit when it comes to like he loves old school, he loves Gap Band and all that stuff, you know what I mean? So do you feel like you have that same type of vibe within, that same type of spirit, you know what I mean?
You know what? I do, because before I started rapping, it was a long time before I even listened to hip hop, like
really?
In general. Coming up, my mom was always, it's a station here, it's called 92.3. You know, they played was like oldie but goodies, and I was a big Temptations fan.
Oh, okay.
I listened to that type of music probably until I had to say I don't know, I was big on that even in high school. Like I actually had to go back and catch up on all the hip hop stuff that I missed. Like it's probably still some stuff that I have missed, but
right.
That's all I was listening to, and so I probably do have that, like that old spirit,
right.
Like your son does.
Yeah, and that's kind of what came out in the video too. Man, like that, it was, you know, one of those type of videos from like when I remember, you know, like in high school in the 90s. You know, I just gave myself away, but but yeah, it had that same type of vibe, and to me it was refreshing to hear something that was familiar. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
So that was real nice. I really appreciated that, you know, especially coming from, you know, like people call you a newbie or whatever, because, you know, you're pretty brand new to the game, or no?
Well, I think I started maybe give or take 7 or 8 years ago.
Oh, okay.
But I started off producing. That's what I started doing. And
oh, is that right? Oh, okay.
Yeah, and it wasn't for me. Like I knew that music some way was, because I always had a love for poetry, and I was a percussionist in high school, so I knew somewhere it was there, but I just didn't know like where. So it took me a little bit to that's what I'm supposed to be doing now.
Yeah. Oh, okay. That's dope. So when you said percussionist, so like what exactly did you play?
I was in a band, and I was on the drum line, but they always had me on the cymbal, so I was in there like.
Did you ever feel like they took your shine by putting you on the cymbals?
Hey, I was crashing them cymbals. Like I didn't let nothing start.
As long as you were part of it, right?
Right, but yeah, I did learn how to read music. I played the snare drum in class. I did play the snare drum, and then I learned the xylophone a little bit, but I've kind of lost it a little. I have to go back and refresh, but yeah.
Yeah. It's funny too. Like I think as kids, maybe some kids may think like certain, you know, instruments like the xylophone is you know, that's nerdy or this standard, but no, it ain't. It sure ain't, man. No. That can have a real nice vibe to it if you put it to the right song. So yeah, that's pretty dope. That's pretty dope. I was actually in band too, marching band in high school. I played sax, so it's been a while. You wouldn't want to hear it now.
Man.
That's cool. That's
what's up.
So coming up with music then, so where would you think that you could pinpoint a particular time in your life where you got caught up in music?
Well, you know what? When I would write things here and there, but I would have to say it might have been maybe 1 year after my daughter was born. So maybe 2012 or so. And,
oh, wow.
I was actually dating someone that was serious into music.
Oh, okay.
So it rubbed off on me. Like, I'm like, no, I hate my voice. I'm like, no, I don't like being in the limelight. Right. But then I'm like, you know what? And I'm just watching from the sideline. I'm like, you know what? Maybe this is it. So, and it was it. So that's kind of how I got serious into it. Like I would dibble and dabble, but that's what kind of pushed me to get serious because I'm watching and I'm like, wow, this is cool. Like this is fun, you know what I'm saying? And it developed into a love for it, like a passion, and now I'm really passionate about it.
Oh, okay. That's cool. So then who would you say, as far as like, you know, before you really started getting into music, you know, itself, then who would you say you could attribute to being any of your influences as far as like, you know, whoever it was? I know you mentioned like the stuff that your mom used to listen to, but like stuff that you gravitated towards that were, you know, either hip hop or R&B or anything else.
Right. I would have to say I was always a Nas fan, like huge Nas fan. Oh my goodness, like I would fight with Nas to the mouse, and like I still do. And like people be like, "No, Jay-Z," and Jay-Z is grown on me. Jay-Z is dope, like he's grown on me. Nah. So like, I was always like a huge Nas fan.
Right.
And then like just that '90s hip hop and like that whole era, like it's hard to pinpoint just one person, but if I had to pick an influence right now, I don't know. It's so hard. It's just so hard because I just feel like everybody influenced me, and I'm just kind of like this, I guess, combination of like everybody, like Kendrick, Big Sean. Like I kind of just take. I guess it kind of rubs off on me, and I really do feel like I can do a lot of different types of music. I feel like if I wanted to do trap, I could. If I wanted to do soulful, I could. If I wanted to do, so I just feel like everything just rubbed off on me. That's how.
Gotcha. So, you know, knowing that you could do, you know, you feel that you could do more than one type of sound, which one do you feel that you gravitate more towards? Because for me, it looks like you gravitate more towards, you know, like the sound like BLISS is, but that's just my impression.
Yeah, I feel like so. I feel like that so because I notice is when other people pick the beats for me. Like if someone comes to me with a song, it's usually like a nice soulful like that, and I usually like go in on it. Like I feel like those are probably the best type of beats that complement my voice. So I think I'll have to say those are the funnest ones, and then I like doing those types like this. I like the slow stuff. It was a long time where I didn't do nothing but like really slow songs. I was just vibing, you know. So I just started trying different things, which I think that's definitely where home is for sure.
Yeah, it seems like it too. Because I mean, like I said, you know, in doing my homework on some of your stuff that you put out a pretty good amount of music already this year too. That's pretty nice. That you felt like it was kind of comfortable for you to be able to do that. Obviously, then, huh?
Yeah, because in the past I would drop music and then sort of disappear. I wasn't very consistent with it, and I think that's what hurt me. Because I would drop something and then maybe 2 years would go by and I wouldn't do anything.
Wow.
And so I really made it a point this year to where I said, okay, you know what? I'm gonna be consistent. So I dropped Organic. I think it was in June. Mm-hmm. And then I came back and I did the 3 tracks. I think it was September. Mm-hmm. And then I dropped 2 videos. So if that's not consistent, shoot, I don't know.
Right, yeah. What is. Yeah, especially with the way 2020's been, you know, it's like might as well shoot, might as well put it all in, you know. That's cool. That's cool. And as far as like the process of the videos that you did, so was this your first time doing videos at all, or did you do them before this year?
You know what? I did do a couple long time ago, maybe might have been 3, 4, 5 years ago or so. Okay. With a director here, and they didn't come out good, and a lot of it was because I'm naturally shy. I'm really awkward, and so I was kind of just shelled up, and it was like, I know those type of things are gonna get better with experience. So I'm like, you know, I got the experience, and so now that I'm more confident in my music and kind of a little bit better with it, I did those 2, and the first one I did was Black and Amber. I'm like, oh, I'm a little bit better. Yeah. And so I did Bliss, and now I did a lot better in that one. So I'm getting there. Like, I'm practicing. And, so yeah, I did maybe a couple more a long time ago, but these 2 were the first 2 I did in a while.
Gotcha. Yeah, you seem real comfortable in Bliss. Yeah, most definitely. Yeah. And the process in itself, because I love doing it myself. I mean, it's nice to get people involved in everything, but you know, having that little bit of creativity that you have going on in your brain all the time, constantly, you know, is one thing when you realize it's there, but then to be able to get it out is such a great feeling, to be able to see what comes of it. You know what I mean? So I'm assuming then you were pleased with the outcome, right?
Yeah, I was, and my homie that was on the feature, he helped me with the treatment. Like, he came like, we should do a 90s, we should dress up. And I'm like, that's dope. Like, yeah, let's do that. Like, and I just let him take full control of the treatment, and he did a great job.
Yeah,
the director did a great job as well. It came out good.
Yeah, it really did, and I definitely would say that you guys hit the mark on that, because that's exactly where it took me, especially with the Nintendo and all that. That was cool. That was a nice little nod.
yeah, that was dope. I was getting my butt kicked too.
Oh, you guys were really playing.
Yeah, we were really playing. Like, I won a couple rounds. I got my butt kicked, but it's all good.
So for me, the right out the gate, I'll be honest with you, I enjoyed the whole entire song. The hook. I mean, you only gave an 8 too, which is pretty unorthodox too, you know, because I'm used to like hearing like a pretty long 16. I'm like, oh wow, she hit the hook already.
Yeah, you know what? And a lot of people scream at me for being unorthodox, but I'm very unorthodox in the way that I structure my songs and the way. And some people scream at me because sometimes I have these 2-minute songs, 1.5 minute songs, or some of these songs where I'm not rapping that long. And no, you can't do that. Why didn't you rap longer? And I'm like, that's just what I felt for this particular song. But no, I'm like, I don't know. I'm just unorthodox like that.
But that's cool, especially with nowadays. Like, you know, I remember when music back in the day went from, matter of fact, way back, I'll go back to my mom and dad's time. You know, their songs were about maybe 2 minutes. Mm-hmm. They were short. I remember my dad driving, you know, me to school or whatever, and he'd be listening to KR 101, and all of a sudden, like, song would come on and it would be off as soon as it started, you know, because they were just that quick, you know. And then all of a sudden, you know, years come and years go, and it's like, you know, first there was 10 songs on the CD, and then there's 25, and now it seems like people are getting back to that. You know what? I want something that's short, not just an EP, but I don't want like 17,000 songs on my tracks. You know, I mean, just because I can. You know, like I think Chris Brown had like 45 on one of his. I'm like, man, that's a lot of music, and it's not like they were short. They weren't 2 minutes long, you know. But but sometimes short and sweet is good, because you open up, you get to your point, you tell the story, and you're out. The people that complain about it and start saying something, that just means that they love it and they want more of it. You know what I mean?
True.
So that has to be a good feeling. That has to be a good feeling.
It is. It's always a good feeling, like when people just relate to you or like your art, like even though it comes from your heart and you're doing it for you, it's like anything extra is like a plus. Like, people like it. Like, I did it because I wanted to, but like people like it too. So it's like,
right. It's like, wait, I can have the pancakes, the syrup, and the whipped cream. Okay, cool. Let's do it then. No problem. But for me, like I said, right out the gate, as soon as you hit the first verse, my favorite lines of the songs was,
if you roll with me, you family. Don't need phlebotomists to know my blood. Greatness run through my veins, no IV. My drip.
If you roll with me, your family. Don't need phlebotomists to know my blood. Greatness run through my veins, no IV. Like, I was like, oh man, I kept playing that part over and over because that part itself, because normally it's, I end up, even if I feel the whole song, sometimes it's been like something in the second verse that gets me. But like, there was literally nothing on this song that I could like. It was really hard for me to pick until I was like, you know what? No, that's probably one of the illest lines in the whole entire song. So obviously, I know what you mean by that. But just in case no one understands, what you mean in regards to those lines, what was behind that?
Okay. Oh man. Well, basically what I'm saying is, if you rolling with me, if we cool, if we got that connection, like, you're my family. Like, I didn't have family that didn't act random. So it's like if we got that bond, we family. I don't need blood to say that we're family.
Right.
And as everybody probably knows, you get the IV, they take the blood in and all that. So I just kind of, when I threw it together, I'm like, oh, okay, I can do a little something together.
Right.
I hope everybody got it. I know I'm not explaining it like the best, but
no, not at all. Yeah. For me, obviously, that the reason why it got me right away was because I already knew exactly what you meant. You know what I mean? But that was a good play on words there, most definitely.
I appreciate it. Thank you.
So as far as everything else goes, what are you planning to do from this point forward now? Like, are you going to try to just continue just making as much music as you can, or is there like a plan to do something bigger? Like, what is it exactly you want to do from this point?
Well, I do. Right now, I'm just kind of taking like a mental hiatus because I did a lot of writing. The writing bug does come here and there, but it's like I'm just gonna take some time and work on some features, and I do have one more video that I wanted to shoot before the new year. I'm not sure if that's gonna happen. I'm not sure, but I hope so. If not, I'll just say before new stuff, I plan to just start writing on some new stuff, probably end of January. So.
Oh, okay. Yeah, it's kind of cool to be your own, person, your own artist when it comes to all that. Not really have to have a whole bunch of people to answer to, huh?
Right. Yeah, that's dope. Like, I can kind of just chill when I need to, and because just music in itself is time consuming, and it's like when if you have kids, if you have a job, you just got life, sometimes you just have to sit music to the side. No matter how much you want to do it, like sometimes you just can't. It's like, so yeah, I'm happy to be able okay, right, I'm gonna set this to the side for a minute, handle my personal business, and then I can come back to it. It's definitely a luxury because, as you can see, I record at home. So that's another luxury that I'm happy that I have.
Yeah. Same here. It's mental breaks are definitely needed, especially when you get to a point. Like I was telling my daughter recently too, that sometimes you have to take a break from the certain things that you're doing. because you don't want to force them. You know what I mean? Once you start feeling like you have to force it, then it starts to become like so much of a drag. You know what I mean? You don't feel like you want to do it. It starts to not become fun anymore. You know what I mean? And and as much as like I've been doing music pretty much my whole life almost, you know, as far as being into music. So I can't really see that I would not be interested in it until the end of this year. Was just like, you know what? I'm not going to do this right now. Like I had a whole plan, you know what I mean? You know, like how people say, you know, I don't know if you heard this before, like people say, you know, if you tell God your plan, he laughs at you. It really don't matter what your plan is. And that's kind of how I felt, because it's like, you know, I got all these plans that I wanted to do. I wanted to put a remix album out. I wanted to put a Christmas album out. I'm like, you're doing too much. So it's kind of nice to be able to, you know, only answer to yourself.
Right. I understand that.
So then in regards to that though, do you ever feel like you would want to be a part of the industry as a whole? I'll take that as my answer.
You know what? I feel like doing music, we all have some type of goal, I guess. It's so many things with that. It's like, I don't know, like I would want to get to a point where I can get enough, I guess you would call it notoriety, to where I can reach a certain amount of people with my music.
Right.
But as far as being signed, so to speak, or I'm not really interested in that. Right. Or being in the industry, it's just from what I can see and read and know, it's just so much. Like it seems like being in the industry does take the fun out of it. Seems like to me, like as far as I know, if I was to gain enough notoriety, I would want to stay independent if I can, and kind of kind of do other avenues, like if I was just to do entrepreneurship or, you know, just things like that, and keep my music to me, you know, like
right.
I don't think I would be in. I'm not right now.
So you mean to So you mean to tell me the idea of other people owning your music don't seem fun to you?
It does not seem fun to me.
The last question that I have for you before I let you go. And now these are the most important things in life right now. But so what would you say was the illest line that you ever heard that had an impact on you?
Ooh, it's so many, but I guess I'll keep it. I'll keep it consistent. Like right off top, when you asked me, I thought of Kendrick Lamar's song "Blacker the Berry," and at the end when he says, "Why did we weep when Trayvon Martin was in the street? When gang banging makes me kill a man blacker than me."
Wow.
I was sitting there like, hypocrite. And then he finishes off and says hypocrite at the end. I'm like,
wow.
That had me like, had me thinking, you know, like with the atmosphere that we're in with certain things. Now it's like, you know, and that song came out a while back, so it's still relevant now.
Mm-hmm. Well, Amber, I really appreciate your time. I thank you that you allowed me to be the first interview for you.
Yes. Oh my gosh.
Flashing lights. That's
it's all good.
Small party. But before I let you go, do me a favor and tell people, in case they don't know, where they can reach you at online, or where else on digital platforms.
Okay. If you want to go listen to my music, you can just search Amber Cimone on everything, on SoundCloud and YouTube, Apple, Spotify, all that stuff. And if you want to follow me on social media, it's Amber Cimone with a C, C-I, on social media. On Facebook, I'm sorry, on Facebook, and then on Instagram, it's at Mari Mama. Not Marley Mama, y'all.
Right.
Mario.
That's M-A-R-I.
It's MARIIMOMMA with an underscore.
Right.
So
Okay.
that's where I'm at.
Awesome. Well, I appreciate your time so much.
For sure, it was so fun.
All right.
You were the first. I had a great time. Oh,
Appreciate that.
Okay.
All right, sis. Well, I'll talk to you soon, and let me know if you need anything. All right.
All right, for sure. Thank you.
All right, then. You're welcome.